Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Chef Rob. I miss you all. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all healthy and safe, and hope to be back at your library soon. So thank you Bayport-Blue for having me. You're one of my first libraries I ever went to, and it's tremendous working with everybody there, and what a community. You guys have such a community, it's unbelievable. I'm going to be making a barbecue Chinese chicken lettuce wrap. So I'm going to get that started. Got to cook the chicken. Just going to put on this wok here. Get this out of here. I have some chicken cutlet. I got about 1.5 pounds of chicken cutlet. So I'm going to cut it into about 1/2-inch slices. I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable oil in here just to get nice and hot. I want to hear it nice and sizzle when I drop the chicken in. For the chicken breast, what I want to do, I want to trim all the excess fat on the outside of here. Tonight my son Chris is filming, as he did the other times. We have been filming almost every day, whether it's on Facebook Live or YouTube. So check out all the libraries all over Long Island. While this oil is getting nice and hot, cutting this chicken. I like to use a lot of times the Bell & Evans chicken whenever you can get a hold of it. Right now, the chicken is really hard to get in the stores. You want to get there kind of early. And the Bell & Evans, it has probably the best tasting chicken that there is around. Compared to the $1.99 chicken, this is really, really the best. Okay, I can feel the heat from the oil. Let me just give it one more second. Okay. So after I put the chicken in here, just gonna put a little salt and pepper in here, put a little bit of mushrooms. I'm gonna go over the mushrooms in a second. What I want to do though is get rid of anything that has chicken on it now, because you do not want to cross-contaminate. Okay, this would be good. Nice sizzle. I want to cook this through to 165. Very, very important. So always keep a little thermometer with you, okay? That way you could tell it's done. I'm just going to switch cutting boards. I know you don't care, I'm eating it, right? So when you're handling the chicken or raw meat, always use the gloves or wash your hands right away. So with mushrooms, all the mushrooms, there's an old saying with the mushrooms, how you clean them. Never give them a bath, just give them a shower. Okay, you just want to spray them, because if you put them in some water to kind of get all that mud out, they're really going to get a rubbery texture. Okay, so just give them a quick shower, I'm sorry. Just going to slice some more of these little white mushrooms. Going to get this in here with the chicken. You can use pretty much even shiitake mushrooms or the baby Bella mushrooms. They would work out really well. If anybody at any time has any questions, please put it right at the bottom of the page. My son will read it off to me. I'm going to put in a little bit of kosher salt on this right now, and a little black pepper. In the meantime, while this is cooking, what I want to do, cut up some of the fresh garlic, grate some of the orange zest, and I'm going to add that shortly to this. I'm just going to have all my vegetables all ready to go. This is fresh garlic. If you ever come out by Riverhead, there's a garlic farm out here. The garlic is like no other garlic. It is so, so fresh and so delicious. And just one more small clove. Always buy the fresh. Never buy the garlic that is chopped up in the jar with the oil. There really is no good taste in that at all. Okay, so I'm just going to leave my fresh garlic on the side here. I'm going to give this chicken A little stir. Want to see it brown all the way through and then cook all the way through. I'm going to add the mushrooms in with it now. I also have some scallions here. Scallions, when you buy them in the store or the farm stand, take these little roots right here, put them in some nice sunny soil right out by your house, and you will grow scallions back year after year. Okay, just this little part right here. So I just want to cut these tops off because this top is very tough to eat. So I'm cutting that off.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said, do I have to use kosher salt or can I use regular salt instead?
I really like kosher salt for cooking. You can really feel how much you're putting on there, the coarseness of the salt. There's many different salts. Sea salt is really good on like salads, and they have a pink Himalayan salt that is great on meat when it comes right out of off the grill or the oven, and it has the minerals in it. Those are really, really good salts. So I would try to stick to this, okay? I try to use the regular fine iodized salt more for just the baking. Okay. I'm just going to cut up a little red bell pepper now. Again, just keep giving this a little stir. I'm going to use about half of this bell pepper. And what's really good is my next dish needs a half a pepper too, so that works out excellent for me. Okay. What I like to do when I'm cutting the bell pepper, I don't like to cut it from the shiny side because that's almost like an eggplant skin. So you could slip with the knife very easily. If you turn the pepper over just like this, and kind of you get in the little grooves just like that, and it's nice and easy to cut, and you really don't slip that way.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said, what's in the wok so far besides the chicken and the mushroom?
Just a little salt and pepper and a little vegetable oil, and that is it. I just want a little vegetable oil in there. I don't want too much because I don't want it to be a greasy dish. I am going to zest some fresh oranges. Make sure you scrub these always. I'm going to use about pretty much the whole orange. So I'm going to leave all the zest right on the side. And then I'm also going to grate up a little bit of fresh ginger. The oranges, to see if they're fresh, you can always feel them for weight. The weight will make sure that if they're heavy for their weight, that they're not old. This is the time that they start not being so good. These oranges still are pretty good. They come from California. But around the summertime, they get a little mealy. They're not as good. And there are so much other fruits and vegetables. My theory on fruits and vegetables is whenever the price is really high, the fruits are not that good, or the vegetables. When it's really cheap, it means it's really good. Take asparagus, for example, right now. Okay. This little food grater has a little rubber stopper on here. So I kind of hit it off like this. And what's really good about this is when I'm doing the zest, this isn't slipping because it has this little rubber stopper on it. So when you do buy one, it's really good. So I have my red pepper, my scallion, my garlic, and then I have some orange zest right here. Just going to check on this. Now with mushrooms, always know mushrooms throw off a lot of water. So I want to drain this before I continue on. But I do want to make sure it's really close to being cooked through. You can use the tenders with this. You can use the chicken thighs with this. Any of the boneless. It works out really good. Okay. This is some beautiful fresh ginger. When you're in the supermarket, feel it. Make sure it's nice and firm and solid. Should have a nice like shine to it. It means it's really, really fresh. Okay. You could zest this with the peel on here, but you could also take it off and kind of scrub it really good. Okay. just gonna zest a little bit of the fresh ginger. You really can't use the powdered ginger, whole different flavor, okay? So really stick with the fresh. Again, whenever you're using it like this, make sure you scrub it really good. Okay, so I have all my ingredients ready. Whenever you're cooking, lay everything out on the table, so this way when your dinner is done, you're ready to eat it and put it on a beautiful serving platter. Okay. So if you can see in this pan right here, the chicken is about 3/4 of the way cooked through. So what I actually want to do, I want to start draining some of this liquid. You won't get it all, but you want to get most of it. This way, when I add in my Hoison sauce, it won't be too thin. Okay. Gonna add in some of my orange zest right now. Toss it around really good. Don't want it to stick to the bottom. Don't want anything to burn. Throws off a whole different taste if that happens. I'm gonna put in my red pepper. And my scallions. I am using some of the green and some of the white. And also adding in the fresh garlic. Fresh garlic you can actually add in pretty much at any time. Just don't put it in right at when the oil is in there by itself, because you'll burn the garlic. Always make sure something is in the pan when you're using it. Okay. So Hoison sauce you can buy in the store. They sell it in a little jar, almost kind of like the size of this measuring cup. It's usually about $2.79 for a small bottle. If you're using it for a dish like this, you'll only need that one bottle. I travel Long Island, so I go through a tremendous amount of Hoison sauce. So most of the time, I'm making it myself. So I wanted to let everybody know what is in there, okay? So, and I'll go over this later if anybody wants the exact recipe for this. So if you have a pen, paper, or anything like that, I can give you the recipe for my Hoison sauce. Okay, it has 4 tablespoons of soy sauce in it. Now what's really important about the Hoison sauce is if you have any children, grandchildren that have the allergies with the peanuts, it has peanut butter in it. Most of the, probably 9 out of 10 times in the recipes, they'll have peanut butter, so be real careful with that.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said, is this dish in your cookbooks?
It is in my second cookbook, Healthy and Sinful, yes. And it is under the lettuce wraps. I did something like this probably about 5 years ago doing the libraries. I did this with an Asian orzo chicken salad. Okay, let me give you the rest of that recipe. It's also 1 tablespoon of molasses or honey. I used honey in there, okay? Either one would be fine. 2 tablespoons of the seasoned rice wine vinegar, okay? Seasoned rice wine vinegar, it has a little salt and a little sugar. That's the seasoning in it, okay? So if you don't have it, you can make your own and add a little to your rice wine vinegar. 1 clove of garlic, just finely grated. 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. 1 teaspoon of Chinese hot sauce. So it does have a little heat to it. So what's really good about making your own is you can take away some of that heat if you don't like it to be too spicy. Okay. And just a little black pepper on top, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's really it. So I can tell that this chicken is cooked all the way through. I want to add some of the Hoison sauce now to this. Add in about 2 tablespoons. This will give it a really nice glaze. And if you like that sauce, you can add a little bit more. But it will coat it and give it a really nice coating. I'm just going to add not more. So this will be my dinner later. I'm used to feeding you everybody at the library and that. Now I get to sit down after I say goodbye everybody, okay? And I don't have to drive. Now I'm getting about a month to a tank of gas. It's unbelievable.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said, does the Hoison have peanut butter?
Yes. 9 out of 10 jars will have peanut butter in it. So really read the label or make it yourself. So if you don't want to have peanut butter in there, you just eliminate it. Okay. Okay. So this is what it looks like. This is the finished Chinese chicken. Now I want to put these in some lettuce. You can usually get 4 really nice dinners out of this. Okay, with 1.5 pounds. Okay, I'm using Ice Berg. Any lettuce that you really like would be fine. Actually, I have to add these sliced water chestnuts as well. Gives it a little crunch to it. Okay, perfect. Any type of vegetable you want to put in there, you can add to it. Broccoli, other different peppers, asparagus work out really well. The baby corn. So let me take a little bit of the Ice Berg lettuce. Put that on a platter just like that. You can make these into like little, if you had little romaine leaves, into little lettuce boats. Usually what happens with this is you usually get a fork, a knife, and you just kind of don't even need it as a lettuce wrap because sometimes it gets very messy. But you want to make the plate look really pretty. And what I really like to do is kind of garnish it with a little bit of fresh oranges around it. Okay. I'm going to make 3 on there. Just going to put some slices. Might as well use the orange that I had and put that around the platter. That way it looks really colorful. You can decorate it just like that. You can put a little scallion across it. Okay, almost like sticking up in the middle of a platter, just like that. See if it stays. Yeah, good. So let me just hold this up, show everybody what a finished platter would look like. So I hope you'll make these for your family. It's really good. And it's time to make a salad to go along with this. It's really, really perfect. I don't have any fortune cookies though, sorry about that. I'm just gonna put this over here. Any questions, Chris?
Nope, not yet.
No, nobody? Okay, come on, somebody send me a question. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Okay, I am just gonna slide this stuff over and get ready for the crispy noodle salad. Okay, so this salad is really, really light. The dressing on it, very quick and easy to make. I like to serve this if I'm having it as a meal with a little grilled shrimp on it, a little grilled chicken in it, especially in the spring, the summertime. Okay, so I have a nice fancy bowl with some beautiful spring mix in it. As soon as all this craziness is over, try to buy local and try to go to the farm stands and you can get the local lettuce and the spring mix. I am just going to add some scallion to this salad. What's really good about this salad is you can add all different types of vegetables. Usually in a lot of Asian cooking, you could change it around greatly. Just going to take that part off there. Just going to give it a chop. Everything's going to get tossed in here. Now the recipe should be on the website. You can get it from Bayport-Blue Library. Again, I am going to cut that red pepper the same way from the inside. Okay. Just in small pieces. Not everybody is a pepper fan, so you want to make it sizable where you can take it out if you don't want to have it.
We have a question.
Sure.
It says, would this dish be good served over rice?
The Chinese barbecued lettuce wrap, absolutely. Just put that right over fried rice, white rice, either one would be fine.
And we have another question.
Sure.
It says, is the green part not good to use?
No, the green part is fine to use. Let me get a whole one right here. This here is very strong in onion, the white part. As it goes up, it gets sweeter and sweeter. But you come to a point where right about here, you can actually feel it. It's a little tough, okay? That part you want to just discard, okay? So I'm just cutting that off. That would be as much as you would want to use, okay? I'm going to put in some grated carrots, fresh carrots. What I want to do with this, you don't want to put the carrots right on top of the salad until it's done. So I want to grate it and leave it on the side. And the reason is it will weigh it down and it can kind of make this a little wet and kind of go down. You want it to have a nice bounce to it. Carrot will add nice color to it. You can put it this as much or as little as you want in it. Okay, leave that on the side. I'm going to put in some radishes. These happen to be pretty small radishes, but I like them. It gives it a nice like peppery taste to it. Scrub those really well. Put them on top. I have some already here. Nice color. Just want to put one more in here. My son and I, we filmed a brunch class last week. So if you're go on YouTube and you have to go to the library because it's a private link. Most of the libraries, I shouldn't say most of them, a good part of them have that brunch class. I did a spiral ham with a cider glaze, and then I did it with an apple pie spice on it. It was really, really good. So this way the salad looks right now. If you have the recipe already, it does say on there, you can add whatever vegetables you want. So what I did is I cooked a little broccoli, dropped it in some boiling water, and then immediately put some cold water on it just to stop the cooking because I want it to have a nice crunch to it. Put that in here. Cut it into little florets. And these are bean sprouts. You can buy the fresh ones, and usually you can get them like at a meat farms. If you're from Long Island, I know we have some people probably from other states as well watching. I'm going to leave them on the side. Use the fresh ones. If you ever can't get them, go to your Chinese restaurant, okay, and ask them if you can buy a pound, 2 pounds, whatever you may need for a salad. But always try to buy the fresh ones. They're really cheap too, so you can get a pound of them probably for about $1. It's that cheap, okay. So, okay, I have some crispy noodles that I will put on top of this at the end, because if you put them on right now, what will happen is they'll get really soggy on you, okay. I'm going to leave that right here. Just clean up this cutting board, and then I'll make some dressing for this. Okay. I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. You really need, for this type of dressing, the vegetable oil. Olive oil wouldn't work for it. Canola oil would work. Either one of those, they're pretty similar. Okay. about 2 tablespoons of duck sauce. Sometimes I like it a little sweeter and I will add a little bit more. 2 tablespoons of the rice wine vinegar. And then just a little less. Okay, that'll be 2. A little bit of kosher salt and black pepper. A little bit. Whisk this really good until you see it become like a nice glaze. Yeah, so I do want 1 more tablespoon. So in between the 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons, that would be fine. You can use the plum sauce or the duck sauce, either one is good. I'm gonna pour about half of this on the side of my salad. Don't want to pour it right on top yet until I'm ready to serve this salad. Now what I want to do, take this bowl, let's give this a good toss with all the vegetables, spring mix. Okay. Now I'm going to put some of the crispy noodles on top. Just like that. That is exactly what it will look like. Okay. Any other vegetables, like I said, you can garnish it, make it look pretty. I'm just going to put this here and then my lettuce wraps. That. So it won't stay up. That's okay. So now the duck sauce, it has pineapple juice in it, it has peaches in it, it will have dried apricots in it, and it's pureed. So it's a lot of fruit juice that goes into it that makes it really, really sweet. Okay. Any other questions out there?
Nope.
Nobody.
Don't see anything else.
Come on. I want to tell everybody a few things. I want to go over, I'm doing a few of the libraries as Facebook Live. My son is actually doing one, Robert. He's a travel agent, and he is doing one from the Hot Dog Library next Monday at 7 o'clock. It is not on, it is on, we have to go onto their site on Zoom, okay? So if you want to do anything with travel, I know it'll be down the road that you'll want to travel, okay? One of the other things I'm doing, I've done this at many libraries, the shrimp and capellini pancakes. I'm doing that at the Comsawag, for the Comsawag Library on the 22nd at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's on Facebook Live. And May 2nd, I'm doing a Mexican lasagna for the Hampton Bays Library. That's at 11:30 in the morning, so get up early, okay? I have so many people that I do that with the children, I do it with the teen classes, and I do it with the adults. And I have so many people say, I just made that Mexican lasagna, but I added turkey or I added chicken meat to it instead of the beef. And there's a lot of ways that you can make that recipe. The other is on May 14th. I have 2. I'm doing one during the day, and that is for the Bethpage Library. And at 6:30, it will be for the Hop Hog Library. And then all the rest of my classes are on YouTube, okay, and that's at many, many libraries, probably about 30, 35 throughout the island, okay. Any other questions?
Yep, someone said, do you use homemade noodles or can you buy them from the store?
You buy them from the store, come in a pack, probably a pound pack, maybe 14 ounces now. You know how they're making everything a little smaller on us now. You'll find them, they have them. You know, now, tough getting in the supermarkets and trying to find every ingredient, but usually a regular time of the year you can find them, okay? Or save them from your Chinese takeout one night and you can put them on there. Anybody else?
Nope, don't
No?
see anything else.
then everybody, thank you, and I hope you all make this one night for your family. I'm gonna be able to sit down now and eat this, which is just absolutely great. Usually I'm gonna load my car now and head home, so I don't have to do that. It's really strange now cooking from home. I kind of got a taste of how retirement will be, and I have to say I like it. I do like it. I've been out on the bike, I go on the bike every single day. My son and I have been playing tennis almost every day, and we've been doing a lot. So within reason, of course, as you know, we all have to do our part. And I hope everybody out there is doing their part, and your families are all well and healthy. Before we go, anybody, any other questions? No?
Nope.
All right, everybody, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed this. Good night.